Yeah, no, definitely. One thing I want to touch on was someone did mention about, we talk about resilience, and I think it was talking about Athens and Nicosia, about how it doesn't really support those cities. One thing that I've seen from my years working across different countries is that, yes, some cities and some countries are probably more resilient. And I think one of the traps that we always fall into is certain cities and certain nations will just try and pick up resilience measures for risk management measures.
Oh, sorry.
From one city where it works, and just try to implement it without actually localizing, without actually looking at, okay, what are their needs? What's the local context? And I think that's one of the missing pieces as well, is that we sometimes look at, literature, we look at what's been done in other countries, or we try and learn from other areas about how they've become more resilient, which is good. And I think we should be doing that. But I think what we need to do is also do a real assessment of ourselves and our cities and understand what it is that we need. How do we localize it? How do we make sure that it's suitable to our cities?
It's absolutely so. It has to be owned at the city level, doesn't it? I mean, we've been having this conversation that actually, if you want to make a difference, it's almost impossible to either access or influence national level policy. Impossible. But city level policy, you can get, city managers and city policymakers are very, very accessible. Mm-hmm. And they're actively looking for things that will allow them to make their cities better. And they can introduce them relatively very quickly. I mean, if they've got an idea that actually works, within a couple of months, you can sort of have a conversation. That is a substantive conversation. You certainly can't do that at national level. So as somebody who's working within the Middle East, of course, has worked on a global level, do you find that there's a recognition of the value that good planning can bring, or do we still have that NIMTO, not in my term of office, 3-year, 5-year sort of framework, and everybody's trying to have to deal with that, the reality of that?
I think it's a mixed bag. I think there is a lot more thought, especially here in the Middle East, about risk planning mitigation. I think what sometimes pushes it to a side is timeframes and costs. And obviously, once they see that it can be a bit more costly to do this at the start, they sometimes do just forego it and just proceed along. But I think they ultimately are starting to learn from a lot of bad projects, a lot of things that have gone wrong in the last couple of years. They've seen the importance of it, and they're really starting to see. Saudi's been an example. We've done a lot of projects in Saudi Arabia where they've tried to hit the ground running, no real risk management, no real planning as such, and then projects have just not gotten off the ground, and they really have started to realize the importance of that planning, and especially when you're considering crisis management, emergency management, it's becoming a big thing. Abu Dhabi, especially, here in the UAE, especially on the security front, it's become a really, really hot topic, and something they've realized that they always need to be ahead of the game and thinking ahead with risk management and crisis management. It's not something that can be, a reactive function of the government or the city, but needs to be something where they have to be proactive in.
It is, but unfortunately, it's if you want to be, it's like if you want to be fit, you don't get fit the day of the match. You don't know to dance the day of the ball. You've got to pay ahead, exactly. And we're just not good at paying ahead. I'm going to give anybody else a chance to come in. Anybody who would like to come in, please. We've got a few minutes left. Feel free to come in. We'd love to hear from you. I'm not going to force anybody. We would love to hear from you. If not, we'll call it a day. But can I say, first of all, thank you. Haman, thank you very much. It's been much appreciated. And hopefully, all being well, I'll be back with you in May, and we'll be doing some stuff together. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you to everybody here. Can I just let you know about 2 events we've got coming up, 3 events we've got coming up, which I think might be of interest to you. On the 3rd, so I think that's next Monday, the 3rd, our Australian chapter is hosting a webinar on the World Economic Forum risk register, not risk register, a global risk report, with the person who wrote it. So you have an opportunity to go right to the heart of that. I'll send you a link to that. On the 19th of March, I will be hosting a really interesting conversation with one of the senior MAGA people, a true Trump supporter from Texas, Hispanic guy from Texas. He's leader of the Hispanics for for Trump thing, an absolute believer, nice guy, sane. When you believe it, he's sane, he's articulate, and he says, you know what? This is what we voted for. This is what 70 million people have voted for, and this is why. And he would explain why. And I think that we need to listen to people like that because we're going to have to deal with Trump, whatever else happens. So let's hear about what the world looks like to him. And so I'm looking forward to that very much. And then at the end of March, on the 24th to the 24th to the 28th, Andrew, I'll bring you in a second, Andrew. The 24th to the 28th, I will be hosting a 5-day course on terrorism prevention and management. So that's a webinar event, again, an hour and a half a day, from 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 5:30 every afternoon UK time. I will follow up with everybody on here. We've got your email address, so I will follow up. I'll be sending out some stuff. If there's anything that we can do to support you, we will do so. So please feel free. Let's keep the conversation going. We love this. We love this collaboration. Andrew, did you want to come in? Andrew Blades?
Yeah, sure, David. Just a really quick one. Again, from an ecological perspective, when we talk about resilience, we often talk about diversity and required diversity and how much diversity we need within the system to make it resilient. And I think one of the things that's come off the back of Trump's election is it's very easy to demonise his supporters. I think it's great that we've actually got somebody to come in and talk from their perspective. And it is important to realise that there are many, many diverse views, and that how we find ways of bringing those people to the table so that we can better understand their contribution that they have to help us understand what they're thinking and what that may or may not mean for the world. And I think as an analyst, that's one of the hardest things you've ever got to do is put yourselves in the shoes of people that you disagree with strongly or that you may not even like, and try and understand the world from their perspective.
Thanks for that, Andrew. Good to have that validation. Good stuff. Final chance around the room, but if nobody else wants to come in, then can I say on behalf of the ISRM, thank you everybody by coming on here. You're giving us support. We're delighted. If you're not yet a member, feel free to become a member. It's £100 a year for membership. If you are a fellow of another organisation, you can probably become a fellow of us at £150 a year. But get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. If there's anything that we do that could be of use to you, or if there's anything we can do to support you wherever you are in the world, please do let us know. We are a global institute of influence and significance, we believe, and we take that seriously. We feel that is a privilege in 2025 to be in a position to be part of this global dialogue and to have a position in some ways of some leadership around it and to help support other people. That is a privilege, and we take that very seriously. So if we can be of help to you, if there's anything you're interested in, if you just want to chat, we love chatting about this stuff. I've got to tell you, we love chatting about this stuff. So if you want to chat, feel free to get in touch with us. Otherwise, thank you to everybody. Haman, thank you so much. I'm sure you are a busy man, so appreciate that. Thank you to everybody else. We will be putting out the edited version of this, both the print version and the edited videos. I'll be sending you something with updates and stuff like that. But stay safe wherever you are in the world. I hope your Thursday goes brilliantly wherever you are in the world. And I hope we'll see you again soon. But today, thank you very much.